the other day when I did my Satan is God's first son video, I said I'd put the link to all the information from the Vatican guy who was talking about it. It's in the comment section. YouTube won't let me pin comments right now because I was banned a couple weeks ago. I don't know how long that lasts, but it's gay. It's just little things that they just want to, like, what the fuck difference does that make? You currently can't pin comments. I could send them an ID. It's my channel, right? If I could send them a picture ID or a video with proof that it's me, I'll log it into the channel using the channel. But if I want to pin comments, they need some kind of credentials. It's just stupid. It's stupid. But yeah, so anyway, the link is in there. You might just have to go through. I don't get a lot of comments usually. I get a couple. So it's there. If you go there, it's not pinned to the top. Yeah, I'm always grateful to get comments. So I like talking to you guys. And I got a good one the other day. Talking about Jesus being Greek thing. This concept was new to me. So, like, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't trust the rabbis, and because the way I always looked at it was, well, if it's being translated from Hebrew, well, those guys don't have our best interest in mind, so who the fuck knows? It's why. But it was translated from Greek. It was originally in Greek, and I didn't know that. So, pretty interesting stuff. That whole thing with the Vatican, bro, as it was all pretty shocking. I'm still processing some of that. I feel like God, not like he was lying to me. Like how you're in a relationship with a girl or anyone, depending on what side of fucking team you play for, and you find out like their neighbor is their ex. It's like, oh, I didn't know your neighbor was your ex. You never told me about that. I'm like, well, I didn't see the relevance of it. I didn't ask. It's like, I don't know. I'm not disappointed in them. I just feel like shouldn't we have known that? This is like an Obi-Wan situation from fucking Return of the Jedi. I'm not upset, but it's just like, and the reason I'm even thinking about this because I'm pretty sure it's absolutely true. Just the way it ran through my spiritual bullshit test in my body, it just went check, 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 green light. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. Even the way he describes Jesus now, when you recontextualize a lot of that, his only begotten son. It's like, oh man. And the Vatican guy was like, I don't know how people couldn't see this and don't catch this. I never did. But it makes sense that he hates him so bad. He wants to, destroy and damn his creation. I was thinking about that too today. I don't understand fucking Satanists at all. I was listening to this live stream where they're bagging on these Satanists in this the comic book podcast. And the whole thing, like, especially if you see younger people that get into Satanism or start wearing the bash, I don't think they realize what it is. Even the higher ups, like, what the fuck? Because Satan's not going to give you anything. Like, they think, like, they're going to get some kind of seat in hell. He hates you. He hates you, and he wants you to be miserable. Satan hates you. You can swear allegiance to him all you want, do all the shit all you want, wear the clothes and kill squirrels in your backyard, whatever you do. He still hates you. He wants you to suffer. He wants you to suffer. He wants you to be destitute. He wants you to be isolated. He wants you to have nothing and no one, so that you're most desperate, because there's a metaphysical science thing happening here. And there's a metaphysical science thing behind all this theology, religion. Religion really doesn't have much to do with God. I don't put those things together. Religion's just an organized thing that it's just another scam. People, they take the would-be pious and then they hoard them into a different cattle pen. I'm like, oh yeah, you want to learn about your divinity? Let this pedo in a dress explain it to you. No thanks. And it's coming out more and more, especially with the Catholic Church, that they're basically worshiping the devil over there, you know. Basically, that's what they are. But yeah, Satan, he wants the worst for you. The metaphysical science thing behind it is because the more miserable you are, the more energy he gets. He draws on your misery and your unhappiness and your sorrow and your rage. It gives him power. He eats that. The system does too. I mean, the system, the Lelouch collection, they can only collect low frequency, low vibrational frequency emotions. You know, if you're happy and laughing and smiling and feel good, they can't do anything with you and they hate you. That's why they're trying to make the world so miserable for people, so that you get frustrated and you get mad and you create food for them. You create food for them. But yeah, it's like, I don't, you know, look at Instagram. I go on Instagram and I always post to it. Mainly ads for the different episodes I put out. And, you know, I sorted edgy memes. I got like 7 accounts. And I post to them all at once. Usually from my gallery, so I don't even see. You know, once in a while I'll go on and try to answer questions or comments or something, but that's not often. But yeah, you just scroll through it. Now more than ever, it's like all these Instagram models, young girls, e-thoughts, dressed up like the Horror of Babylon. More and more, like more extreme, more outrageous, more Satanism, more dark kind of. And you know, as a guy with a dark aesthetic myself, it's kind of hard for me not to be a hypocrite here. But there's a difference between looking dark and wearing dark stuff and being overtly sexual and flashing pentagrams. I don't have anything satanic about me. You know, I'm not like, my dick's not swinging out, you know, between my legs. That would be an icebreaker anyway. No longer get away with it, but I don't know, maybe that's something I'll do. But the thing is, they don't understand like what they're signing on for. And I don't think a lot of them do. It's not like I don't think a lot of them are going to, you know, get involved with the rituals and practices, but they're promoting something that might, you know, someone a bit more naive or a bit more naive than an e-thought. What would that be? Who would that be? I'm gonna refrain from saying. Gotta watch myself. I just got a band. My 4th annual band in 3 years. Uh-oh, fireman. I know a fireman that looks after the fire. That song, I was just singing a little piece there from Supper's Ready by Genesis. That song is fucking reality now. It's become reality. I play it a lot. I get sucked in. It's one of those songs, right, where once you start it, you can't bail out of it. It's impossible. It's impossible. You just feel weird. You have to finish the whole thing. It's 22 minutes or something like that, so. But yeah, so they could be leading kids or younger, more impressionable people into this lifestyle. And the thing is, it's like I would ask any of them, how do you feel about doing stuff with kids? Because at some point, that's what it leads to. Some kind of nefarious, whether it's moving them or sacrificing them in some way. You know the deal. You know what they do. So if you're not comfortable with that, then maybe fucking clean up your act. I don't know. It's depressing. Yeah, he's not going to give you anything. Like, he's not going to give you a seat at the table. Like, I'm evil, and he's going to like me, and I do evil stuff, and, you know, you're going to go to hell. And yeah, you sit right here. No. He's not, it's not a club. It's a force of pure evil who thrives off your sadness and happiness. He wants you to have nothing and be upset and, you know, destitute. I don't know why people always think they can just cross over when you get the cars going, when you get the people going. It's kind of weird. Yeah, he doesn't. He's not a guy that you can. You know, I've heard people do like say type of stuff like that in jest a lot, but they probably mean it too. Like, oh yeah, when Satan loves me because I do this and that. It's like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. He fucking hates you. He wants the worst for you. You know who wants the best for you though? Is God. My friend Cheeto sent me. Every day she sends me a thing of scripture, just apart from scripture in the morning usually. And she sent one the other day that was talking about how God loved you before you were even in the womb. And that's 100% true, because he knew you before you're in the womb, you know? Where you really come from and where you exist and what the kind of being you are, there's no time. There's only time here. I say that all the time. Time. Yeah, there's time is here in this 3D hard energy that seems to be solid material dimension or space. There's no time where we're really from. So he's always known you. And you always existed. Which is weird, because it's like you're also the child of God. This is the stuff I don't understand, and you know, I guess I'm not meant to. But you're the child of God. Right? You always existed. Well, I guess because you're a part of God. Because I'm like, there has to have been some conception point. If we're God's child, all of us together are one thing. We're not these individuals. We're just with a consciousness observing itself split up. Maybe to get a better look at it ourselves, I don't know. But the little views of consciousness have decided to start wearing different clothes and calling themselves different names. Like, I'm Bob, I'm whoever, I'm a fucking, you know, I'm a businessman. It's like, no, you're just another point of attention. But that's all, whatever. But yeah, so as a child of God, the progeny of God, we must have had a point of conception somewhere, but then, you know, you could say, well, we were always part of him, so we were in him anyway. I don't know. I don't have, you know, dwelling on that kind of stuff, I don't think it's that important. I think it's more important to think about the what's at hand now and what we're dealing with now, and try to work that stuff out. Some things you don't need to know, you know. The way we are, we only have a sliver of our consciousness in each of these bodies. A little bit, you know, a little tiny bit, just enough to keep the suit animated, you know. Oh, speaking of suit animated, I was watching, was it Mind Unveiled? It was one of those guys. He had a video showing like how the celebrities, like the ones that will like sort of blank out and they just stare for a long time. Like he was showing, like, you know, Bill Clinton and basketball players, famous sports people, and they just stop and like look and stare, like there's no one in there, because I don't think they're in there. They're not in there. They have some kind of ability or some kind of method, because all we are is frequency. That's all we are in these things. So they have a way to control that frequency. It would be like having a radio, how you tune into different radio stations. And they empty the bodies by taking out the spark of divinity, to take out the, you know, us. I gotta get out of here, get over here. Okay, breaks away from some people. Much better over here. Much better. I determined by looking up ahead a little bit who I need to, who I probably want to be away from. And then I get okay, and then go a different way. I'd suggest you do that always. But anyway, yeah, they how's your train of thought going? How's everything going? You lose train of thought? Yeah, you did. It's all right. We're gonna get it back. The fucking the little hourglass is spinning over my head right now. Satanism. Oh yeah, empty bodies. Yeah, you feel out those bodies. Just like when you sleep, you're not in your body, you leave your body. But your body still functions. It is a machine. It's like jumping out of the car and leaving the car running. You know, you can leave the keys in it and leave that thing going. It's still going to run, even though you're not in it. There's no presence in there, but it still runs. Your body's like that too. Like when you're sleeping and your body's like, I don't know, you're snoring or something. You're not thinking about that. You're not doing the snoring. Your body's doing that on its own. You know, it's a good time to clean up stuff too, because when you're out of your body during sleep, your body can focus on other stuff like healing parts of yourself or taking care of sickness or whatever you have, because when you're in your body, all the system resources are put toward doing what you want it to do because you're running the thing. But yeah, so somehow they have a way to get them out of their bodies and just leave them, you know, to put maybe another presence in there, or I don't know, it's really weird. I wonder what like normal people think about that stuff. People that don't have any idea about the hidden world or anything, and they see these videos like that. Yeah, well, they probably think, oh, they're on drugs. That's what they are. Yeah, that's their go-to thing. They're on drugs. Yeah, God always knew you, and you know He cares about you, He loves you. There's always going to be the hole inside people that He kind of put there, so you'll always feel like you're missing something or you need something. You know, even people that become really successful, whether it's with, you know, money or whatever, they achieve some kind of success, they're always empty. They always reach a point where, well, I thought I had all this, if I had this or had that, or this job, or this girl, or this, you know, whatever it is. I mean, you didn't have to be a lot of money. They tend to always kind of still be, you know, empty in some way, and that's why they end up getting fucked up on drugs. And I don't trust it. Jesus Christ, dude, what are you doing? I'm trying to cross the street. I don't know. I guess people are scary around here when they drive. People aren't here scary walking around. I'm always trying to jump out of their way. You put a couple tons of steel behind them, it becomes fucking terrifying. Because they're unaware of what's happening around. They're fucking robots. We've gone over this many times. But yeah, it's like there's always going to be that yearning for something. You don't know what it is. That's why people get like rich, famous, or whatever. They get the things they want, and then they still fucking hang themselves or end up really bad on drugs or something because they can't fill that void. They don't know what it is. It's God. He put that there to remind you of Him, so you remember at some point. There's little clues like that, you know, as far as who you are and where you're from. But we're being subjugated so bad here by the forces that exist, trying to keep you from understanding that or knowing all that. And a lot of times, you know, it's hard to even think about it because you're so wrapped up in everything else, you know, in the programming and all the other bullshit. But yeah, so in conclusion, Satan hates you and wants the worst for you. God loves you and wants the best for you. You're His kid. And it's all going to work out. It has to, because it's preordained, man. There's just a little test going on here. It may seem like a lifetime. That's because we have time. In our real state, in our real point of origin, there is no time. It doesn't matter. I can't comprehend what that's like because, obviously, because we're, like I said, we're only a sliver of what we are, so it's hard to, we don't have our full thing. I remember it wasn't too long ago, I was talking about how the majority of the energy that is used sits in your gut area. And that's why I talked about that. I saw a video about it on YouTube, how they say that's the seat of where you are in the suit. That's the main point of where the majority of you is zipping around in here, your energy. That's the point that you move out of when you go to sleep. You're attached to the navel. When you move out of sleep, you go out of the body and you roam. You know, you roam like phones used to do out of service areas. They roam. You're roaming outside of your body, outside of the service area. You're moving through different dimensions different frequencies, different, you know, that's what dreams are. All right, where are we? All right, I gotta go Longs. I'm getting at Longs. It's a conversation I could probably have with myself in my own head, so I'm gonna let you go so you don't have to deal with it. Thanks for dropping by, as always. And remember, don't blame the teacher, blame the school. Yeah, I bet that plaque over there is what's going on in here with the design. That is a dragonfly, right? Yes. That's not like a greenhead fly or something. Yeah, that's right. That's cool. And dragonfly sculpture. There we go. That's pretty rad. Oh yeah. That's cool.